you're well known for the fact that you got ejected and came back. So tell the story about that.
Story's too long, but I think it was 2000, maybe it was 99. Yeah, it's just the team needed some levity, and I went into the clubhouse. The guys told me to go back out, so I went back out, and the rest is history. It's another 15 seconds of infamy that people remember.
We had a game at Shea Stadium, and Brian might remember, I don't know, Bill, if you guys remember, someone out there might remember, we were winning on our way to 55 games, on our way to our 40 victories we won to. And we blew the lead in the 9th inning, and I called a pitch out in the 10th inning, and this guy who's going to the Hall of Fame, Mike Piazza, is the catcher, and he got the sign, and he stepped out to catch the pitch out and caught it and threw it to second, and they called the guy out at second until the home plate umpire said, Mike Piazza just caused the catcher's balk. The runner's safe at second. Mike started yelling, wanted to get thrown out of the game. I intercepted him. I said, you can't get thrown out of the game, Mike. I already pitched hit the other catcher. He calmed down. I calmed down. And then as I was walking away, I went back and I said, Phil, can I get thrown out of this game for what I'm thinking? He said, no. And then I told him what I was thinking. So he threw me out of the game. What the manager has to do when you get thrown out of the game, you have to turn this thing called the lineup card over to the second in command. Well, the second in command were one of those 3 guys that I hadn't talked to in the last 3 days. But I gave it to him when I went up into the clubhouse, and Robin Ventura, who now is managing the White Sox, who I had pinch run for, was up in the clubhouse. He says, what are you doing up here? I said, they threw me out. He says, you got to go back down there. Those guys don't know who's in the bullpen. Go back down there and manage the rest of this game. I said, what are you, crazy, Robin? They threw me out of the game. They'll throw me out of baseball if I go back down there. And he threw me a hat. He said, put this hat on. And then he threw these sunglasses. He said, put these sunglasses on. I said, Robin, it's a night game. He says, no, put them on. So I put them on, and I walked in the trainer's room to look in the mirror to see what I looked like. I had taken my uniform top off. I was in a t-shirt, I had a hat, and I had the glasses. And then I reached down, and they had these little stickers that just peel off, and you put underneath your eyes when the sun is bright. And I took one out, and I put it over here. And I took another one off, and I put it over here. I looked back at the guys, and they went, they'll never know. Well, I went out there to give a sign. When I gave a sign, the TV camera saw me in the dugout. Everyone started laughing. We got a hit. We won the game. I congratulated everyone after the game. The commissioner next day read this article that was written by the guy who wanted me to quit, who's now trying to get me fired, said it was the worst thing he had ever seen in the whole history of the game of baseball, and I was disgracing the game of baseball. I should be thrown out of the game of baseball. I wasn't thrown out, but I was suspended 3 games and fined $10,000. So that's the mustache story. Yeah.